everybody, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Zee Garcia.
And I'm Camilla.
And today we're taking a look at Photo Tour North America. Do you want to travel around taking pictures of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like an expensive hobby, mostly because of the travel part.
That's okay.
But a
It's well worth
satisfying
it.
one.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. And then you get to go quite a few places in this game.
So this is a game about traveling around America, taking pictures. Let me show you how to play. At the beginning of the game, everyone is going to draw 3 of these landmark cards. You're going to keep 2 of them, and then the third one that you discard is where your character, where your photographer is going to start on the board. You'll notice every location here is numbered from 1 to 58. And then, starting with one player and going around the board, you will take an action on your turn. Actions are pretty simple. You can take one of these face-up cards and add it to your hand. It is not refilled until they are all gone. You can rent some equipment. You take one of these tokens. There's some random tokens here that are pulled from a bag. Again, until they are empty, they are not refilled. And the same thing with the dice. You can take a die here and use the transportation on it. A car lets you travel from one spot to another spot, and you can travel on any line. A bus lets you only travel on the highways. Those are the colored in spots, but you can go multiple spots with them. You can go 4, while with a car, you can only go 2 paths. And then an airplane, you can fly from any one airport to another airport. Again, when you take these dice, they don't get refilled. If they're all gone, you'll re-roll them and put them back like this. Now that might get annoying. You might want something out there. Well, you can always refresh something if you discard a card from your hand or you discard a piece of equipment that you have picked up. If you do that, then you can replace, discard the tokens, discard the cards, and replace them and fill it back up without waiting for it to be completely empty. Of course, the whole goal of the game is to be able to take pictures. So if you are in a spot and you have that card in your hand, if I'm in 34, I can take that picture. Every picture is going to be one of 2 types, nature or urban, and you can put the card anywhere you want. But if this is a nature card, if I put it in an urban spot, I cover up the special ability underneath it. If it's in a nature spot, I now have that special ability. Some of these special abilities are one-time use, like this one lets me re-roll all the dice and put them on the board. And then I move this down like this, or draw any token. So I have to keep that in mind. And some of them are endgame scoring, which will be activated when you put a card here. Now, if you have equipment, and you play a card that shows that equipment, let's say I have both of these, I can place both of these equipment on the card because it shows them on the side, and that will score me extra points at the end of the game. Otherwise, the card is going to score me the amount of points it shows on it. This one here happens to be 6 points. When somebody plays their 7th card in their journal, that's going to trigger the end of the game. You're going to get points for each card. Each token is worth 3 points. That's on a card. Also, at the beginning of the game, there are some photo contests that are placed here next to the board, and these will get points for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Most urban photos, most photos with birds in it, most smartphone tokens in your traveler's journal. And there are many different cards. You'll just play with 3 of them per game. And then you also might score some bonus points based on the bottom of your traveler's journal, and all of these are asymmetrical, so you'll have different things on your board than I might have on mine. Whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. Okay, component-wise, I think the pictures are very well done. The art is fantastic. My only complaint about the components, and it's a minor one, really is, well, other than the board is maybe not the best of quality.
That might be a user error.
That could be user error. Okay, but I think that the meeples are too big. They're ridiculously huge.
Yes.
Why are they so big on this board?
Now, to be clear, we are looking at the deluxe version here, right? So they might be smaller in the original where they are not screen printed.
Yeah, maybe.
Even
so,
if
I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There were multiple times in the game, though, that I had to move to see if I was at an airport, to see where the airport was, what number I'm at, things like that. There's multiple times that they're going to get in the way.
I did think the numbering system was well done. I didn't have to be like, where's 18? No, it was pretty clear. The numbers went kind of in order. So that was pretty good. And I also liked the paths were pretty easy to tell apart.
Yeah.
This game is the very definition of quick, snappy turns.
Yes, it is. My goodness. What a wonderful way to do action selection with ebbs and flows and what's available to you. That no refill until it's all gone rule is great. We've seen it before in a few things, but here it really shines.
I'm not sure. It's in very few games, and especially with 3 different tracks.
Yeah, that's true. It's in few things, but it's on your turn. Just pick quickly, pick one of 3 things. Works really well. And then that, like I said, the ebb and flow of leaving you with only one choice in each of the 3. And it's like, well, you can refresh. You can discard a thing if you want to refresh. Feels not mean, but fun, interactive.
Yeah, it definitely feels like you're poking. You know what I mean? You're like, fine. I don't want to give you a full slate, though. Fine, because I get one, too, I guess.
Yeah.
It definitely has a really good push and pull, amongst the players, for sure.
And if it's down to 1 card, but there's 2 tokens, I'm taking a token because I don't want to refresh the cards, but I can use that token either to score or just refresh later on.
Yeah.
Now, the quick, snappy turn part of it, the only part where that slows down a bit is the fact that some of the cards, your board has special abilities you can use, but also some of the cards have special abilities. So you get 3 or 4 of those. You just want to be checking your board, and I'm being very exaggerative here that now your turn might take 45 seconds instead of 10.
Yeah.
The game's almost too fast. You're like, okay, I'm going to do this. It's my turn again?
It really is, especially if you have somebody who is able to really race and push that 6, getting the 6 cards to end it. It can sneak up on you for sure in your first play.
Yeah, it has a good cadence for sure, but also the ramp up of not having to concern yourself with special abilities at the beginning and then slowly having multiple things to check really works well. Where I can take my first few turns. I've been staring at this card in my hand now for a couple of turns. When I finally play it, I know what the power is because I've been reading it a couple of times, just sitting in my hand. So I have one thing to deal with.
Right.
And then a few turns I have 2 things to deal with. I like that ramping up.
And they might not come into play every turn either.
Right.
It might just be when you take this action, you get this little bonus, kind of thing. And so if you don't take that action, you don't get that. So I like that it's also there's not going to be a turn where you have 6 powers to contend with.
Right.
And you can only use one special one per turn. So it does kind of stretch it out like that, which I think is really good. I also like that any card, you talk about the placement restrictions on the board, but they're not really restrictions. It's more like if you meet this when you place a card here, you get this bonus. So there might be bonuses that you don't even get. You're like, there's no way that end game scoring is going to do anything for me. So I would rather just get this card down so that I have something there for points because I see we're reaching the end of the game. And so there's some really interesting, I think, decision points in the game where you have to let some things go or maybe wait for that perfect card. It feels almost like hedging your bets. It's not quite pushing your luck, but kind of hedging your bets. How long can I hold out and can I still get this done in time?
Now, that being said, I think it's a good, strong, medium weight game, and there's not enough of those out there these days. I do think if you go into this super strategically, you might be disappointed because you are kind of just playing, and I don't have a problem with that necessarily. I'm just saying that, I want to get this card. Well, there's only one of each card. Someone might have started with that card in their hand. Right. You might be looking for a token, and it just doesn't come out of the bag. And the special abilities that you have may not combo as perfectly as you want them. But the game is also, it says in the box, 30 to 60 minutes, so I don't care.
Yeah.
That much, anyway. I'm kind of just playing this. I would argue that Ticket to Ride is more strategic than this game. Like, I could play that one very competitively. While this one I would play more casually.
Yes, I agree. I think that where the competitive nature of this one comes in and you feel it's more competitive is what Zee was talking about, where it's like, ooh, I'm putting you in a good position, or I'm holding back from refreshing that for you. So that's where it starts to feel real competitive. But even at that, it's casual.
But it has a lot of interest per turn, whereas I think Ticket to Ride is more strategic. It's also, there's fewer things to think about. And if you want a game that's a little more didactic, that's making you think about, I'm going to do this because then I get to do that. And, when I take the travel by car, I then get to fly at the end of that. This gives you that, even if it does ultimately feel a little more lucky, you know? Like one of the kinds of powers I didn't really love in this, for example, was if the person to your right or whatever does a thing, then you get a thing. Well, if I'm the third player at the table, that feels kind of cruddy, you know what I mean? Or if I'm the one that keeps giving somebody else something, I'm like, sorry, third player, we're benefiting,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, those cards aren't amazing, but again, fast enough it doesn't bother me as much. I wish more games like this existed. I think it's a fun theme. I think it's easy to teach people. I think when you first see it, you're going to compare it to Ticket to Ride or trekking the
world or the national parks. Yeah.
It has and I think if you like those games, you might like this. It's kind of a sideways move from that. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I think it's very solid, fun, and I like it a lot.
I'm coming in at an 8 as well. You brought up trekking, the world or national park, whichever ones. It also reminded me of Wanderlust. Both games I like, but I think this one will be my go-to. I think it replaces both of those for me because of, again, what you're talking about. There's that quick nature to it. It feels casual. It's by the second or third turn, very comfortable. I can play it on a weeknight. I can take it to a game night. I can play it with family. It's very flexible in that, but still doesn't sacrifice the engagement that you're going to have with it. You know, it's not one that you're playing with your eyes closed necessarily. I'm definitely engaged on my turn. I'm engaged on your turn. And I really enjoy that cadence and flow that Zee was talking about. So for me, it's an 8.
Well, I hate to, be an echo chamber here, but I'm giving it an 8 as well. I think it's great.
So boring.
One thing I really like, one moment in the game, you'll have this various times per session, is the feeding frenzy you get after one of the things is refreshed. Especially the tokens for the tripod and the camera and the whatever. When somebody refreshes that, there's this fun, like, my turn, boom, I take that. You take the purple. You take that one. Like, there's a feeding frenzy that happens, and then when it dries up, everybody, like, backs off and waits for somebody else to replenish it.
Yep.
Those are very neat moments. Again, for a 30 to 45-minute game with a very simple structure overall, this game belies the amount that's going on in it. It's all these fun moments, fun events, fun abilities, neat stuff going on. Traversal, if you enjoy that, you have to look and go, well, I could take 2 buses and get there, but I could also like move over here and just fly and be close to where I want to be.
Like real life.
Yeah, it's neat. I enjoy this one a lot. So yeah, for me, same thing. And I agree with what you're saying about Wanderlust. That's a cool game, but it's a little more obtuse with the rules.
Yes.
This one does not gain its own way, and I think Wanderlust is a little clunkier.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, 8 out of 10.
Well, there you go, folks. That's Photo Tour North America. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Zee Garcia.
And I'm Camilla.
Let's go take pictures.
Done.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.